Stay connected as we discuss shared passions and firsthand experiences intended to enlighten, entertain, and encourage you to try new things. This is not a how-to, this is a why you should. Welcome to the You Should podcast. Welcome to the You Should podcast. We genuinely appreciate everyone that's watching and listening. Please like and subscribe to all of our socials at You Should Cast. Today we're talking about bucket lists, why you should have them, what should be on it, trying to clear up some misconceptions. Did a little bit of research with Mark and we found it to be a very interesting topic. So with that, we're going to jump right into it today. So I guess the question is, why should anybody make a bucket list?
I think one of the important things, it gives us a roadmap. You know, we have goals in our careers, we have schedules we have to follow in business, in our workplace, in our, private life. If I'm working out, right? I have something I'm going to follow. I have a routine. And I think it's very easy. We don't really plan on what we want to do outside of these 4 or 5 things we do every day. So by creating a bucket list, you're really being intentional to sit down and say, hey, this is what I want to do. These are fun things I want to do.
Right.
Cool experiences, fun things, reconnecting, putting myself out there. So I think it's really important.
Everybody has a list of things they hope to achieve at some point.
Yep.
Places they want to go, things they want to do, things they want to learn, things they wish they would have learned or done previously that they hope to someday circle back. Again, You Should podcast, try new things, do the things you've always wanted to do.
Right.
The bucket list, I think, plays right into what it is we're trying to get people to buy in.
I mean, it's right there.
This should be right in our wheelhouse. Like this, you almost think like this episode should have been earlier on.
It should have been number one.
It should have been earlier on. It really should. The reason I think you're making a bucket list is to set your goals. There is something to, I think you've said it before, where when you write something down, it kind of is cementing your intention. It's going from abstract thought to now it's intentional. Just the act of writing it on a piece of paper is cementing that as a goal. It also helps us to organize our thoughts. Just because you write it down on a list doesn't mean it necessarily has to stay that way. It's going to evolve. This is a living, breathing document. You're going to cross things off as they happen. You're going to add new things you had never even considered or heard of. So just, again, keeping that list, I think. It also gives us reason to celebrate successes. If you're a list person, there's 2 kinds of people in the world, like those that make lists and those that don't. But I think when you make a list, even if it's like a list of chores for my kids, there is no greater satisfaction than scratching off that completed item off of the list. Like, hey, that one's done. And now it gives you validation. So it gives you the reason to celebrate the successes. And who doesn't need a reason to celebrate successes these days? Like, I'll take every reason I can.
No, it's true. And how cool would it be to see how your bucket list changes over 5-10 year increments?
Right.
So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Those items are going to change. I mean, when you're 30, it could be, hey, I want to scale Mount Everest. When you're 70, it could be, hey, I just want to get to Applebee's with a couple buddies, right? And that's my bucket list items. Our lifespan, our bucket list definitely changes based on where we're at in life, right?
For sure. I'm after going through this, I'm like encouraging my kids, like, hey, you guys should start now. Like, write a bucket list. And they're teen years. So I got to assume, and I haven't seen it yet, but I would assume that a lot of their things are going to be more tangible based. Like, hey, I want to be a millionaire. I want to have a Ferrari. I want to live in a big house on the beach. It's all about obtaining things. And as we get older, we move away from obtaining things because we already have too much stuff. It's not about the stuff. And I think in our stage in life, it's all about experiences. When you're young, when you're 18, 20 years old, there's a lot of tomorrows. So you can push stuff off. And we're at the point now where it's like, well, we need to stop pushing stuff off and start checking stuff off the list. By writing it down makes it very intentional. And you can see your list, and if there is something time sensitive, if I wanted to take a road trip with my kids, like I realistically have 2 years left to do that because my son's going to be a senior in high school this year, and in 2 years he's a college kid and isn't going to want to take a road trip with his parents most likely, right? What goes into building the bucket list? I think there's a couple of things you need to consider. If you were to think like, getting away from those big, let's climb Everest, stay the night in the Taj Mahal, walk the Great Wall of China from end to end, that kind of a thing. There's all those little subcategories as well. Learn to play the piano, learn to play tennis or whatever. I want to hit a fastball in the batting cages. I want to hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball one time. There's people out there that want to do that. Like, sounds amazing. Go do it. Easy to achieve. There's a bunch of different categories kind of feeding into that. And so with a little bit of effort, you have work-related things, family, travel, experiences, hobbies. So any and everything. This is your list. It's unique to you. It's anything you've ever kind of wanted to do. And as you're writing them down, there may be some things that you write down that you instantly cross off and say, you know what, that's from back when I was 20. Like, that doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, I think that bucket list, it is like a piece of scratch paper. Throw everything on it, right? Like everything you can think of, throw it down on there. Then from that, start to pull things off and put them into your calendar. Be intentional on how I'm going to do that. So if it is doing something big, if I want to go to China and I know it's going to cost X, all right, well, how am I going to save up that 30 grand? Hey, if I save $100 a week, $200 a week, that's one thing. It's in an envelope. That's starting to grow. I know in 4 years, 5 years, I'll have the money and we can plan it. So that's a long-term bucket list. It's kind of cool, just the chase of doing some of these things.
Yeah. I think what you're doing is you're putting stock in your future, really. Like you're looking at things that you want to achieve, and you need to have things. One of the websites says you need to have things on your list that you could achieve on any given Saturday. You just haven't done them yet. Like, well, why? Like, why haven't you done them? Well, it doesn't matter why. They're things that you want to do. Axe throwing is the perfect example. Since axe throwing became a thing, I was like, dude, that's the coolest thing ever. I want to go throw an axe, right? There's a place 5 minutes from our house where I can go axe throwing right now.
Right? Yeah, is that where they have it? Yeah.
You can do that today. Like, we could stop this, go drive there and do it. I just haven't done it yet. But
what do you think it is, though? Because I think what you're saying right now, Mike, we all have it. Everybody watching, listening to this, we all have it. I have 10 of those. Yeah. Right? For whatever reason, just don't do.
Right.
What do you think that is? Because I think that is that little thing I'm going to ask you about. That is, if we can get rid of that guy, then all these things start happening.
What do you want to do? Well, like if I had this written out, it's like,
so true. That's
what could we go? What could we tick off this list
that's
right now?
That's the difference right there.
Right. I want to go axe throwing. It's down the street. Hey, it's going to cost us $50. Like, let's go.
And if you had that in a prominent place,
right,
where you could see it, you're like, oh my God, let's go do that.
Right.
Side note: have you ever taken your pocket knife and tried to throw it like an axe into something to see if it would like penetrate and stick?
So pocket knives, no, because I don't want to break my pocket knife.
Chinese star?
I do have some Chinese stars that we recently got. You know what's great for that is screwdrivers, because you won't break them. So when I was a technician, always carrying screwdrivers.
Yep.
So quick screwdriver story. So when I was in the Marine Corps, I was a jet mechanic. Worked the night shift. Shout out VMA 211, Wake Island Avengers, Harrier Squadron, Yuma, Arizona, back in the day. So I worked nights, and we would be waiting for planes to come back. So we would carry these little toolkits, and in the toolkit, there's a couple different screwdrivers. The screwdrivers, if you held it by the shank of the screwdriver, you could throw it straight down, and if the handle hit the ground straight, it would bounce back up, and you could catch it.
That's cool.
So we used to walk, and the old salty guys that had been there years and years and years, have done it a million times. They could legit walk down like they were bouncing a tennis ball. Cool. They could bounce a screwdriver. Like, that was just, they had it down. And so, of course, you could always tell the new guy, because he would get like one bounce, get excited, and then
flopping everywhere like a football.
Yeah, you'd fumble the next four, right? So screwdrivers is a good one.
Okay.
But a screwdriver, then I got hired in at a big telecom company as a technician, climbing telephone poles or whatever. Well, again, in downtime, you're hanging out with a couple of the technicians, and you're wearing tools or whatever. So yeah, those screwdrivers, if you flung them right, we used to stick them in the ground, in the grass, and you could figure out how many rotations for it to stick in the ground every time, and then that turned from grass to trees or whatever. And yeah, there's always competitions between that. One of the things I read was kind of cool was the reverse bucket list. So if you're new to creating a bucket list, you're writing all these things that you want to do. And I kind of cheated. I went and looked online. There's a bunch of people that posted their bucket list online. So you can get some ideas and things like, oh, that sounds cool. That's one of the things, because trying to remember, 100 items is, I don't have the ability to remember 100 items. So looking at what other people had put, and a lot of the things that people had on their list, I've already done. Like, the chainsaw thing. It was like, oh yeah, of course, like whatever. If you add that to your list and cross it off, it's kind of cool. So the reverse bucket list is all the things you've already done.
Which is really cool.
Which, if you look at it, like I started doing it.
Probably a pretty big list.
You start looking and you're like, like maybe I'm not as boring as I thought I was. Like the things that I've already done and crossed off the list that other people are aspiring to do is kind of cool. It kind of gives you like instant motivation to keep going and checking things off. The other thing on building a bucket list, so we talked about the reverse bucket list, putting the things that you've done. And one of the things is accountability. And what does that mean? I think accountability plays big into this. Is once you get your list, you want to share your list, right? Share it with your spouse, share it with your friends, encourage them to do it. You could post it online. You could make it available for others. You could talk to people about what's on your list and encourage them to make a list. That accountability piece is what keeps you bought in to this whole scheme and would encourage you to start checking things off of that list. So the accountability, I think, is key. If you did it in secret, less likely that you're going to actually follow through. I think the deal with the list is, again, you have to have big items and small items. I think it's all about, you're big on momentum. You have to have momentum with anything in order to be successful.
And getting people involved will help you have momentum.
It's true. So the accountability piece helps too.
So that does help.
It does. So if I can cross off small things and plan for those big things, I'm always working towards my goals, my dreams, my aspirations. They're on this list, right? They're things that I want to achieve. And just because they're on the list doesn't mean they can't come off the list. I used to think, hey, at one point I want to run a marathon. That was one of the things that was on my bucket list when I was younger. My body won't allow me to do that now. Like my ankles are shot. I can't run that much. I can't do the training and the prep. Doesn't mean that it's a forever thing, but I'm going to work towards other achievable goals. So, and what is achievable? If it's outside of the physical, everything's achievable. We can get in better shape than we are now typically, but if it's a financial thing that's holding you back, start saving money, figuring out ways where you can get cheap flights, cheap hotels, share costs with somebody else. If it's a time thing, start saving up your vacation. Like you can start making and doing moves, and maybe it takes you some time to get to that goal, but as long as you're working towards that goal is really what matters.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of you got to have something on the calendar that you're looking forward to.
Correct.
Whatever that is. It could be a vacation. It could be a fun little outing with your friends. Right. I think that's really important to just keep those things on your calendar.
It's event to event.
We just knocked 3 things off our calendar and we're like, shit, we don't have anything right now. Right. Girls getting ready to go back to school. They're locked in on volleyball. So we now are in, hey, this is the cycle we're in.
Right.
But it does feel kind of weird not having anything on the calendar. Well, let's get something. What do we want to put on there? What does that look like? So Mike, what are your top 3 items currently on your bucket list?
I don't know how we pick 3. So I put this together last night. I have 49 items currently on my bucket list.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
That's too many?
Way too many.
But again, some are quick and easy.
It's too many. All right, give me a quick and easy.
Well,
go to Smart and Final and...
Okay. Well, let me just run through it.
Okay.
All right, I'll run through it. And it's in alphabetical order just because, well, just how it's sorted, right? So I want to attend an Olympic sport. Olympics are coming up. They're going to be here in California. I don't care what sport. I think it would be cool to sit in the audience and watch athletes and say, this is the best people in the world doing this for their country.
Right.
Like, that's amazing. I've never been to the Olympics. I would like to experience the Olympics once. Go to an Olympic sport.
I will say that is bucket list worthy.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that one is.
Okay. Axe throwing is on there.
I'm going to say that's not bucket list worthy because, again, it's 5 minutes from your house. But that's a cool thing to do. That should be on like a to-do list.
But I think the achievable things are important because you need to cross them off.
I'm just saying that's not bucket list worthy. Okay, you can do whatever you want with your list. What else do you have over there?
I got the blacksmith. Like, I want to blacksmith something. I want to pound some metal, some heated metal with a hammer and make something.
I think that's cool.
Yep.
I feel like that's in your wheelhouse, definitely.
Blowing glass always seemed like a cool thing too. I don't need to necessarily make something, but I want to be a part of the process and understand how that works.
That's like, again, I would put that like that's just something fun to do.
All right.
Like it's a little outing.
Cafe Dumont in New Orleans. I want to eat a beignet from Cafe Dumont in New Orleans.
Bucket list.
I want to catch a sailfish in Mexico.
All right, I'll put that on there.
I want to catch, cook, and eat a fish all in the same transaction.
Yeah. To-do list.
I've done all 3 of those things, but I've never done them all in successive order.
So do you want to, like, as you're pulling the fish out, you flip it back and it lands on the grill? Is that like...
Well,
I feel like
flying through the air, you slice it with a panto.
No, just cook the whole fish. Well, the whole fish.
So I'm going to flip it in the air. I'm going to pull out my Pantoja knife, slice it, and it lands on the skillet.
That's not a bucket list. I feel like that's a good to do. Good to do.
I think it's the same.
It's a fun. It's totally different. They're totally different.
It's not. It's not. It's something I
what
want to
else?
do before I die.
I'm giving you credit for some good bucket list items there.
I want to charter a yacht. So there's like this new vacation thing where you can get some families together and charter your own yacht with a chef and all that.
That's a bucket list.
That
for
seems
sure.
kind of cool.
Like in the Caribbean or something.
Don't
like
even
that.
care.
Yeah,
we can go to Catalina. I don't care.
Okay.
Just being on a yacht with a staff would be amazing.
Yeah. And what drink is in your hand while all this is happening? Like 6:30, sun's getting ready to set.
Bourbon.
You're going just bourbon?
Yeah.
That's the one. Is it an old fashioned or just straight?
Probably straight.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
I'm not. If they're pouring old fashions, I'm drinking old fashions. It's not a problem. If I'm ordering it, it's a bourbon.
That is bucket list worthy.
It's a bourbon. Yeah. Let's see. I want to do a cold plunge again. You're going to say to do list.
Yeah, that's not. It's a great thing to do. Great thing to do.
Eat a Philly cheesesteak in Philadelphia. So there's two. There's Geno's and there's the other one. There's like two that argue, hey, we're the best. And you know that would be fun to do. I want to eat at the French Laundry up in Napa.
Yeah.
Napa area.
Yeah, I think that's a bucket list. That's a tough spot to get to, and you gotta be intentional in going up there.
Correct.
For sure.
I'd like to go F1. I'd like to watch an F1 race live in, you know, the dream scenario in Monaco.
Monaco.
Monaco is really that's the crown jewel of F1.
Yes.
I know there's packages where you can actually watch it from a yacht in the harbor.
Have your tux on.
Never found a 4-leaf clover. That would be cool. Flying a private jet. Never done that.
Flying in a private jet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, private jet. Again, not necessarily something I would like go chase after, but if the opportunity came, I'd be like, hey, this is kind of a bucket list thing. Like I can say, hey, I've done this. I want to learn how to fly fish just once. I'd like to go fly fishing. I want to have a Guinness in an Irish pub. And when I say an Irish pub in Ireland.
That's a great one. That is a bucket list item.
Yeah.
You finally got one bucket list item that we can agree on.
Have a progressive dining experience. I always
Definitely
thought that
not.
Cool. I know.
But these are all great. I'm not dismissing them for saying they're not great. I'm just saying bucket list, not bucket list.
Leave a 100% tip for excellent service. You're going to leave the total amount of your bill as the tip for excellent service. That just seems like such a
I think you should do it on your 20th anniversary. That's a great spot because you guys are going to go somewhere nice. You're going to get amazing service.
Right.
That would be really cool.
It is
you could like to say it. Hey, I did that. You know, on my 20th.
Well, you might have just jinxed. We might have the shittiest service of all time.
No, it's going to be a home run. Yeah. It's going to be a home run.
I want to learn how to make mozzarella cheese. I've never done that from scratch. Make paper. Again,
what the fuck is this shit?
I'm an artsy crafty guy.
These are not bucket list items. These are just like, I don't even know.
Milk a cow and shear a sheep.
I mean, this is, I do not support any of these, just so we all know.
What else do we got here? I got pay for a stranger's meal.
Again, you can do that any day. That's not a bucket list.
Correct. That's why.
That would be a great gesture.
Right.
That's an amazing gesture. You're a great person. I think you got to do it. I'm surprised you haven't done that already.
Play a round of golf with my wife and kids. I want to play bingo at a bingo hall with a bunch of old folks.
Yeah,
that seems like a good time.
You know what? I'm going to put that on there.
Oh.
I am saying
that one works.
Because of like the randomness of it. And again, you can't wait 20 years. You got to do it now.
The randomness is the best part, right?
No, but I mean, that is, I feel like that's cool.
All right. I want to relax in a sensory deprivation tank. Have you seen these? Mm-hmm. Where you float in the salt water and it's, that seems kind of interesting. Now, this is probably the hardest one to achieve on the entire list, right? At some point in my life, I would like to see an ab. One abdominal muscle in my gut. Right. I would like to be in shape enough to see an ab.
Okay, so I will ask you, are you willing to do what it takes to get that?
I have started the process.
Yeah. Have you even cracked that beer? Because you shouldn't even be drinking it. Okay.
So I'm drinking. So here's the thing. I drink one beer at the podcast.
One beer.
And I have a drink on Saturday with my wife, and that's it.
Wait, so is this a new thing? You're only having one beer?
New thing. Yeah,
You're only going to have one beer?
For now.
I mean, this is the biggest buzzkill since we started this thing. This is like...
Short term.
Worse than...
Short term.
This is worse than another person showing up every week with a bottle of water.
So I think it's incremental. I got to get down to a certain point, and then Dude, make a push to get there.
Go Coors Light. Drink 2 or 3 Coors Lights. You will not get any shit. Because, no, here's the thing. When people know you're trying to achieve something, like I would never give anybody shit for doing anything. Hey, you have a goal. You're trying to do this. Right. This is how you get there.
Oh, you mean if I told you my hopes and dreams and was accountable, you would help me get there?
Yeah, I would.
That's what I just talked about, and you said you didn't want to tell anybody.
Saying you have to be ready, though, to do it. So if you're putting it out there, if you truly want to lose weight,
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
yeah,
we
that's
are.
you put it out to the universe and you're gonna make it happen.
Agreed.
So I'm getting Coors Lights for next week.
All right. I want to see the Foo Fighters live. I'd like to visit Lake Como in Italy. The place looks pretty cool. I've never seen the Statue of Liberty. Here's two good ones. I want to shake the hand of a Fortune 500 CEO, and I'd like to shake the hands of a president,
Solid.
former or
Yeah,
current.
the president.
I'd like to shear a sheep one time in my life. That looks kind of cool. I've never done
I
that.
don't even know why that's
Hey.
even, that's not a bucket list item, dude.
The total cliche skydiving, like it's
You
on
don't
there.
want to go skydiving. I
would
can't
go.
even believe you're putting this on there.
I would go.
The problem with this list
Yeah.
is a lot of these are just not even. You're never even going to try any of these. I guarantee
Well,
it.
some of them you can't. Some of them you have to luck into, right? Like the meeting a president and shaking their hand, like that's kind of a luck type of thing. I got solve a Rubik's cube. I've never solved a Rubik's cube. That would be a.
Yeah, not a bucket list at all.
that would be a
just
good one.
Can't even believe you people are even having to withstand this.
I would like to taste a bourbon that's older than I am.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could do the same thing with wine.
Yeah.
I want to.
Again, not a bucket list. A bucket list to me, it's supposed to be something. It's rare. It's rare. It's something that is hard to achieve. It's not like, oh, I want to have
It's
a
not, though.
pizza with everything on it. Blah 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 blah. No,
It's
not. The bourbon older than you, that can be done. You can just go down to Total Wine and get a 50-year bourbon. You spend $250. You can walk out with it, and you're
could.
swigging it in your car.
You could.
Yeah,
Or when the opportunity arises, I'm going to cross
that's
it off the
never
list.
going to arise.
It could.
All right.
It
yeah,
could.
I want. Let's post this list because
I will.
what I want to do is a year from now,
Yeah.
July 3rd,
Yeah.
2026.
Yeah.
We're gonna pull your list back up.
Okay.
And I'm saying all these ones like the sheep, the making
Sure.
paper, the
Yeah.
are not going to be crossed off because they're not that interested in them. The
Well,
ones you really want to get,
Yeah.
And there's a couple on there that you do.
Yeah.
Like I could see, dude, chartering the yacht is sick.
So
Okay, keep going.
okay, so that was pretty much the list.
There's got to be a couple more nuggets.
No.
in there.
That was pretty much the list. Now I have 27 things on my already crossed off list, right?
Yeah.
So as a kid, wanted to be a Marine.
Right.
Check. Wanted to learn how to shoot. Check. Want to learn how to bartend. Check. Can ride a motorcycle. I know how to fly a plane. I've led a team. I'm a husband. I'm a father. I've experienced Oktoberfest
Again, I'm
in
saying
Munich.
that's not bucket list items. Being a
But-
husband and a father.
At 20, it is.
I don't think it is.
It was for me.
I just think it's.
But it
yeah.
was for me.
Right. I'm
It
just
was for
saying
me.
I don't think it is. Okay, go ahead.
I did Oktoberfest in Munich. That was
100%
that was a
bucket
good
list.
one.
Yeah, that's a huge one.
For quite a while, when I started drinking bourbon, I was like, Pappy Van Winkle,
That's a great one, yeah.
$2,500 a bottle. Like, I'm never going to know what it tastes like. I have had the opportunity.
Yep.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, no,
to
that's
taste
a good
Pappy
one.
Van Winkle. I've participated on a missions trip. I've drank port in Porto, Portugal. I've had.
That's good. No, I'm laughing because
Yeah.
that's solid.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Like that's legit. If you can do
Right.
the origin in the origin
Correct.
city, I would
Right.
say that's bucket
There-
listable.
There's something there, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. I've caught wild salmon in a river in Alaska. Thank you, Jeff McCabe. Vacation in Hawaii. Thank you, Joey Juarez. Chop wood, make beer. I use a chainsaw because I was on somebody else's. I know how to do that. Cockfight, we already talked about. I know how to scuba dive. Certified scuba diver. Swam with whale sharks. Operated an excavator. That was always something that I thought was kind of cool. I've reconnected with a strange family. Started a podcast.
What do you mean estranged? Estranged or strange?
Estranged, as in like family that you haven't talked to in a long time for whatever reason.
That's amazing.
Like
Yeah, that's
made
awesome.
made that reconnection. I know there's probably a lot of people out there that would wish like, hey, like I wish we could have a connection with family.
Yeah.
And after enough time passes, it's just easier to not reach out than to reach out. But when I did reach out, they were super excited and welcomed me with open arms.
So you know what I know about myself? I
Yeah.
am much better at fulfilling your bucket list than my own. So many people have told me things they want to do, and
Right.
I make it happen. I make calls.
Right.
I've done that.
Right.
So I'm so good at doing that versus my own list, which isn't really.
Right.
I feel like it's not that intense.
But there's people in your life that would help you
Absolutely.
or want you
Right.
to achieve those
Yep.
things that are on your list. So again, by making it known, helps your cause.
Right.
Don't keep this stuff a secret.
Yeah.
Like tell your loved ones. I'm not saying you got to
So I
post
should
it on
tell
the internet.
everybody I want to skin a sheep.
Sure. If that's what you're into and you want to do it, yeah.
I'm not into that. By the way, this guy is. I'm not
Dude,
into that
I would
at all.
totally
I don't
share a sheep.
condone that at all.
When we go to Ireland to drink in the pub, It's on my list. One of the stops is going to be,
Yeah.
I want to go shear a sheep.
I feel like you do that after you have the 6 Guinnesses.
Either
Right?
way.
Don't do it before.
Either way.
Like, you don't want to do that sober.
I'm good either way. I'll
Do
give it a
not
go.
do that sober.
I mean, it's more problematic for the sheep post
Yeah.
Guinness than it is pre Guinness, but
Yeah, you might get in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like that would be interesting to me. It's like going to do the Bourbon Trail. If I'm going to do the Bourbon Trail, I'm going to go not just tour. I want to take a tour of the cooperage where they make the barrels. Like everybody skips that because I just want to go taste all the bourbon. Well, no, like if you understand how they make the barrels and what barrels do to the whiskey, like to me that just makes you looking and tasting the whiskey completely different. So I'm into all of that. How does it get here? Like why is it the way that it is? So yeah, I would do the cooperage tour as well as the whiskey tour.
I'm wondering if a true list has to involve help, because it really is that difficult to get. Like the axe throwing, the reason I'm saying it's not on the list, because you can just show up. It's 10 minutes from your house, right? But a true list, that true bucket list, is you do need help to get. You do need, because like to shake the hand of a president, you're going to need help.
Sure.
You're going to need someone to give you that access. Sure. And I'm sure right now, either you know someone or someone you know knows somebody that can make that happen.
Right.
Right. That's how that works.
I think the difference though, our difference of opinion on this is everybody's list is unique to them. So what somebody may find super important, someone else could be like, well, that's stupid, right? Somebody wants to, use a chainsaw. That's on their bucket list. Like, I want to cut something with a chainsaw because to them, that's just the end all be all coolest masculine thing, right? And to a lumberjack, it's like, dude, I've been using a chainsaw since I was 8,
exactly.
right? It doesn't matter.
That's not right.
But
I would agree.
To the person who's never been around it and has only seen it on TV, like it doesn't make sense. People that want to go surfing. Like if I was like, surfing is on my bucket list, you'd be like, Mike, you live in Southern California. You're an idiot. Go drive down there
Well, it
and rent a
depends where you
surfboard.
are.
But somebody that lives in the Midwest that's never seen the ocean, surfing is like the most magical thing they could possibly conceive, right? So I got to think that the bucket list is unique to you. And really the only person that needs to think these things are important or cool is the person that's making the list. So
to my point is what your list is going to be, and then how you're going to determine whether or not you want to do these things.
Right.
Because I would say 99% of bucket list items never get done. Right. And so the reason is, why don't they get done?
That's a great question. Why don't they get done?
That would be my,
Probably because people are not making an effort to check them off their list. And some things are more achievable than others. But to end this life and have things that were achievable that you didn't do for whatever reason, I think that's what leads to regret.
I think what's interesting about this topic is so many of us, we write these lists and they just sit there. They sit on a piece of paper in our computer. So I think that's, people that are listening is that, I think, again, all of us have that. The axe throwing, why have you not crossed that off? It's just there's something in there. How do we start taking these steps where it becomes normal? So it doesn't become this, oh my God, this is some huge thing. It's just a normal thing.
Once it goes down on the paper, now it's like, well, let's go look at the list. Let's go cross some things off our list. If my wife would share with me her bucket list, just like you, now I have a goal. More important than my list, it's how can I get all of these things checked off her list? Right? Really, like I would much rather facilitate every single item on her list than do any on mine. Right. That's just how I'm wired.
Let me ask you this. If you could only do 3.
Yeah.
On that list that you just made, this 49, what 3 would they be? If you could, if you only, that was it. Like there was the Almighty came and said, hey, you're not going to die next week, but you're only allowed to do 3 on that list.
So I would like to play a round of golf with my family, with my wife, my son, and my daughter.
Do any of you play golf right now?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Like if any of the kids
we go to the driving range. No, yeah, we go to the driving range, but we've never played a round.
Okay.
I haven't played a round.
That's a great one. I like that.
In years and years.
That's cool.
Because to me, that's the memory and the joy of being out there. And honestly,
it would be funny. It would be hilarious. You guys would be laughing the whole time.
We'll play 18 holes. We'll play best ball. Like pick your ball
just
up.
Say
like,
9 holes.
No. Full 18. Because someone's going to be dragging the last few holes.
You have a wife and a daughter, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be so faded out after 3 holes. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so I love that one. That's a great one.
Probably dinner, the French Laundry, because I'm kind of envisioning it with family and friends.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah, that's super cool. I love that.
Again, it's the experience and the memories made by doing these things. So, I have things listed, but then some of these is, not written down, but it's like you kind of have like this vision of what would you expect that experience to be like?
Yes.
So that's probably another one. So I don't know what a third one would be, but it would be something that had loved ones around you, you know, family and friends participating in whatever this event is. Yeah, I think that's what matters.
I think those are a good couple. But I think if you focus on just those two instead of 50 and you really break that out, then those two are going to happen. Knock those out and then add some more things to it. What is important to you now? Right. In the next year, what can you do? Not like the next 30 years. Like do those two this year. Golfing you can do.
But there's no reason why I can't have 100 things on my list.
You could have 100.
But then I'm going to prioritize what are the ones I can.
Super intentional though.
I'm going to start checking these off because they're
bring
doable.
Those off.
Correct.
So I would say, when does one of those go from that page to your calendar? We're going to play around September 21st. We're going to go to a little par 3 course. We're going to play. That's how that happens.
Correct. I would
agree. The French
agree.
Laundry is easy too. Like you throw it out to some friends. Hey, next spring, let's go up there. We'll hang with my boy Gavin.
Right.
You can be, chilling with him. No, but I think that's, my advice would be start with 3 or 4 that you truly want to do.
Yeah.
Work those. That's my opinion.
I think 90% of the things on here are achievable.
I agree.
There's some that are going to take some luck.
Yeah, but I would say that list might be so big that it just kind of gets lost. It just sits there.
But there are going to be things that are going to get taken off of this list, and there's going to get things that get added to this list. I think the first step is create your list, and then that list is going to get massaged over time. Things are going to get completed, things are going to get removed, things are going to get added, but at least you have your intentions are documented, and then it gives you something to work towards. Yeah. Step one is write them down.
Unless it gets off that list and somewhere else, it's never going to happen.
Well, I would agree.
That's my my biggest thing is, how does that happen? So
you got to take the first step.
And so what steps for like the golf?
Right.
Do you have to get to the driving range? Do you need clubs?
Correct.
Do you rent clubs? Do you want to borrow clubs? I have 2 sets here, by the way, so you can borrow that.
I think we have 3, so yeah, we're good. Yeah.
No, but I mean, that's how that happens. And I think for a lot of us, we create the list or we have it in our mind, but it's just like, it feels daunting.
Correct.
And when you really break down the steps, you're like, oh, this is only like 3 or 4 things I have to do. It's not that crazy.
So I could probably do 25% of this stuff by the end of the year if I'm intentional and I make it happen.
Yeah. But
which
that
is
also
awesome.
might not be the goal, though, to rip through everything. It's like, hey, that's why I always say, what are the 2 or 3 big things that matter to you to do?
Sure.
And then just knock those out. So French Laundry?
It's on the list.
Yeah, I think
it's on the list. Yeah.
I feel like that is surprising that you would come up with that, but I love it. That's one of them.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
But it's not easy. It's not local. Like, that's intentional. That's a trip. That's a significant amount of money you're looking to put down. That's a big thing. But it's a achievable goal with some planning. Like
you can hit Russian River.
For sure.
Up and back. See, when you go, I'll give you a list of things to buy.
So remote.
So I don't even have to go there. So I'll check that off my list because you're going to go and buy me liquor from Russian River. Huh. No, you're saying no?
Well, no. I think we hit the French Laundry on the way back from our remote podcast done from Russian River. How about that?
Yeah.
When they sponsor the show at some point.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
That is the one.
Yeah. So I think this brings us to like what's stopping you is kind of like where we were going to wrap up kind of this conversation. I think regret, right? So if we talk about regret, you had brought it up earlier.
So tonight we have our favorite brewery, Everywhere Brewery. This is their seemingly ideal hazy IPA, 6.4%. So good. I mean, this to me, Everywhere right now is making the quintessential IPAs, especially the hazies. It has flavor. It's hoppy.
Yeah.
You get the juice in there, right? I think it has some Simcoe, Citra, right? This was canned this month. That's the other thing. Super fresh. We're getting these super local. I mean, to me, Everywhere is hands down just crushing it right now.
So that's the local brewery. It's here in our city in
Orange.
in Orange. Yep. And one of the benefits of finding these local breweries is you can get stuff that's like fresh.
This just pops. When I drink this, and it's a 6.4. What do you think?
It's good. Yeah, you could drink those all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's really good. Try new things.
Yeah.
Go local. Support local businesses. Like, no offense, Anheuser-Busch, you're doing well. Yeah, Everywhere Brewery, I should say. If you're local to Orange County, they're definitely worth checking out. If you 100%. Can see it,
they're over on
it.
Orangewood in the 57.
Yep.
I mean, and it's a really cool spot they have.
their wheelhouse really is like hazy IPAs. Like that seems to be
And they
their
keep
bread and butter.
making new ones.
Right.
I mean, they're not stale. The ones we had 3 weeks ago, they're gone. They're done. So I'm a bit, and they have everything. They have pilsners, lagers. Of
course.
I mean, and they have all their seltzers now. So yeah, it's such a cool brewery.
All right. So talking about regret, what's stopping you? Again, getting back to regret. So did some research. There's a lot of documentation from folks that are in hospice. So they're at the end of their life. People are talking to them, interviewing them. And one of the common questions is, do you have any regrets in your life? Which is kind of a fascinating question. So there's the top 8 responses in no particular order. Wish they had been more loving to people who mattered most to them. So
Makes sense.
Sometimes,
Don't be an asshole.
Yeah, I was an asshole earlier and I wish
Right.
I was,
Easy.
yeah. They wish they had been a better spouse, parent, or child. Which
Same thing. Don't be
kinda
an
relates.
asshole.
Yep, exactly. All right, so here's where it gets interesting. Wish I had spent less time working and more time living. Speaking to the bucket list thing there. Wish I had taken more risks instead of playing it safe. Wish I had been happier and enjoyed life more. Wish that I had been able to live my dream. Wish I had taken better care of myself. And wish I had done more for others. So if people at the end of their life are saying, hey, I wish I hadn't spent so much time focused on work and I had spent more time living my life, how do you do that? Because I've had opportunities, again, hey, what do you want to do today? I don't know. What do you want to do today? That's being, in my opinion, looking back, super wasteful of that time that we had. If there are things that I had written down and be like, well, here's a list, let's go do them. Or if I had my wife's list, even better. Hey, let me pull out your list. Let's go do this thing. You've always wanted to do this. We haven't done it for whatever reason. We're going to go to, I don't know, Color Me Mine and make a freaking ashtray. We're going to go do that together and we're going to cross that off your list.
Dude, that's fun if you've had like 24 beers.
I would imagine.
Other than that, it's not fun.
That's when the creativity really comes out.
When you do one of these things, whether it's I spent too much money, I had to take off work and I missed things, you will never regret it. You never, because it stays with you forever.
Correct.
The work thing is just the work thing. You're never going to be done. I always say your folder's never going to be empty at work. So you can't, and that's just a fucking excuse. It's a complete excuse if you do not do things because of work. Doesn't even make sense to me.
So would a strategy be, you have to break things up, right? So if my bucket list is to get in better shape, it kind of doesn't mean anything. Really, the goal should be, on my bucket list is to work out every day for 21 consecutive days, right?
I would say that's part of your daily to-do list. That's not a bucket list item. If you
But
want
if
to
I've never done that.
No, but I would still say that if you want to get in better shape,
Yeah.
you're like, you know what, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, from 10 to 11 a.m., I have this blocked off this hour. And
Right.
whatever it's, I'm going to walk, I'm going to
Sure.
lift weights. That's that. The bucket list would be, if we're going to go with that, it would be something, I want to walk a 5K.
Right.
Okay, so if that's on my bucket list, what do I need to do
Right.
that? Well, I need to do this 4 days a week, 1
Right.
hour. So I'm building my weekly to do to hit a bucket list item.
Okay. Fair enough.
Would be my
Right.
would be my take on that.
Okay. I like it. I think at the end of the day, when we're in the position to be interviewed by the nursing staff and they're like, hey, what are your regrets? Tell me about your life. I think all we're left with are the experiences that we've had, right?
That's it.
Those experiences, if all we have is our daily grind of the 9 to 5, running kids to and from soccer practice and the everyday stress of work and life and all the crap that we're caught up in, I think we're kind of missing the point. I think establishing a bucket list and proactively working to cross things off of that list of things that you specifically want to do, that you want to try, that you want to learn, experiences that you want to have, whatever they are, unique to you, this is a great tool to use to get you to take the step towards that. And the list can be as big or small as you want. You can have 3 things like Mark. You can have 500 things because you wrote down every single thing that interests you. Take the first step and explore that. Check it off your list and move to the next.
Yeah, my advice, it truly is, start with 3 to 5 things. Don't go bigger than that. And be intentional if you truly want to accomplish that. If it's far-flung stuff, don't even put them on there. But what are the 3 things you would love to do? And pick people you want to do them with. It might be family, it might be friends, whoever that's with. And then start working towards that.
The one thing you typically don't get to control in life are the opportunities. You have to be ready to strike. With my kids, that's the one thing I always want to impress on them is take advantage of the time you have and the opportunities that come your way, because you can't control that. You may never get another chance to do something. So don't pass when opportunity comes.
Right.
You really have to have a legitimate reason not to do it, other than I'm lazy, or I'm scared, or I'm unsure. I think at the end of the day, the people we are today, the person I am sitting here talking, is a collection of all those experiences.
Absolutely.
The more experiences you have, I think the more interesting of a person. We've all met people where you're like, oh my gosh, this is the most interesting person in the world. When you sit down and talk to them, like, they always have a cool story. They always have some unique experience or perspective on something that you don't have. And I think we're drawn to those different perspectives. So the more exposure we can have, the more experiences, the more eclectic our interests are, the better people we're going to be. And then we can share those experiences with others. So don't stifle those experiences or opportunities when they come.
I think my one piece of advice would be get 2 or 3 items you truly want to do. You are ready to do them. You're ready to commit, and whatever that is, like, you're ready to put in the energy, and then really try to see those to fruition. And if you do that, pick another 2. And if you do that, pick another 2.
All right. So, Mark, you have a bucket list? Because I think at the beginning of the show, you said you hadn't written one down. So are you going to write down your 3 items?
I do not have a bucket list.
Okay.
But I am going to write down a few things I do want to accomplish over the next couple of years.
Good. Good. I think that's all we can hope for, right? We're all about taking the first step. So trying new things. This is definitely new. If you've never done this, this is something that you are interested in. If we've at all moved the needle, recommend trying it. Write it down. What do you have to lose? It's 15 minutes a time. It's organizing your thoughts. It's
my advice.
goals.
Hey, I want to do something a little bit out of the box. This is going to be tough to do, but it's something I truly want to do. And again, once you put that into the universe and it gets out there, and to your point, if you tell friends and you start to recruit help, it will happen. It really does. It's crazy how these things happen.
Yeah.
You know, my experience. I mean, there's things I've done which I thought there was no way, and I got great help, but you have to put it out there.
Correct. No one's going to help you if they don't know.
Exactly.
Right. So thanks for everybody for listening today. If you haven't started a bucket list, please, we would really encourage you to try it. Let us know your thoughts. If you want to share your bucket list with us, we would be very interested. I selfishly would love to know what's on your bucket list, because I may steal a few for myself. Again, set your goals, take the first step. You can achieve a lot more than you realize. It just takes a little bit of initiative on your part. Be accountable, let people know. We appreciate everybody listening, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.